There are 5 global climate zones in the world: tropical, dry, temperate, cold, polar. We live in a dry climate in coastal Southern California. Even though we live in a dry climate, we still see Mother Nature's forces changing our landscape. Let's talk more about that. Weathering is the breaking down of rocks and minerals into smaller pieces. Rocks at the beach become smooth because water has weathered them. Look at how smooth this one is. And this one is starting to look like a heart shape. That is because water has weathered them. Weathering can really create some beauty if you look for it. Did you know that ice can also break rocks apart? Water goes into cracks in the rocks, and then when it gets cold, it freezes and expands, and then it forms more cracks in the rock. And then when it gets warm, the ice melts and water goes down further into the cracks. And then when it gets cold again, it freezes again and expands again and forms more cracks. And then it gets warm and the ice melts and then goes deeper into the cracks. And that keeps going over and over again until a rock can finally break apart to little pieces. I wonder if that's what happened to this rock. I found it on a trail, and it looks like if it's missing parts of it. Erosion is when pieces of rock and soil called sediments are carried from one place to another. Wind can blow sediments across a landscape. I have sat on the beach when it felt like we were being sandblasted from the wind blowing sand across the shore. This also happens in sandy deserts where the wind can form sand dunes. Deposition is when sediments, soils, and minerals are dropped or deposited in a new place. This is where San Elijo Lagoon runs into the ocean, taking sand, minerals, sediments, and even people and deposits them on Cardiff Beach. How do landforms change over time? The topmost layers of the earth are made of plates of big, thick pieces of soil and rock. They move 2 to 5 centimeters per year. This changes land slowly, very slowly over time. So does erosion. One example of this that is easy to spot in California is beach cliff erosion. In fact, UCSD Scripps researchers conducted a study and identified hot spots of cliff erosion in California where the cliff collapsed more than 16 feet per year. 16 feet, that's a lot. This is happening in places like Palos Verdes, a suburb of Los Angeles, and Big Sur along the Central Coast. We have seen some big cliffs collapse here in San Diego, Encinitas, and Del Mar last year. This not only affects the residents of the cliff front homes, but also transportation because the train between LA and San Diego had to stop operations for some time to repair the tracks that were on cliffs.